one thing we're always going to do here is we're going to keep it real and we're going to have the uncomfortable conversations. And one of those uncomfortable conversations is what feels comfortable and what feels familiar is really sometimes just another form of a shackle. Yeah, pause the scroll. We're going to talk grown this morning. You're not stuck, but you are attached to what's familiar. And sometimes what's familiar is pain. Your brain doesn't prioritize happiness. It prioritizes predictability. If chaos feels normal, you'll create chaos. If emotional inconsistency feels familiar, you'll gravitate towards that. If struggle has been your identity, peace will feel very uncomfortable to you. But growth, real growth, requires uncertainty. And uncertainty feels threatening. So instead of stepping into something new and new experiences, you'll circle back to what you know and what's familiar to you. Even if what you know is nothing but hurt. You'll call it bad luck. You'll call it patterns. You'll say, oh, this is something that always happens to me. But sometimes it's this. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. Let's stay on that one for a second. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom because freedom requires responsibility. It requires you making new behaviors. It requires you letting go of the version of you that survived through struggle. And that part can be very scary. Some of us are so busy living and so have become so accustomed to living day to day into the struggle that we don't even realize that we've gone to that place automatically, right? It could get very scary, but you're not weak. You're wired for familiarity. That's what we all do. But wiring can be rewired. You don't break mental shackles by waiting to feel ready. You break them by tolerating the discomfort and change. And that's the part that through this series that I hope that everybody gets is to change what you've done, change your mindset, change your situation, change what's been, this is just me before, change all of that, question all of it. The question isn't why I'm stuck. The question is, what pain am I still comfortable with? And if you find the answer to that, and you can really find the answer into what pain have I become so comfortable with that it just has become part of my day-to-day that I completely overlook it. When you can find the answer to that question, that's where the real growth can start. Comfort can be a cage, but you're not stuck. You're just conditioned to live in that comfort. So break the shackles sometimes of comfort. It's called growing pains for a reason. And sometimes to grow means that you have to experience new things. And that is something I want everybody to take away from this message. Hug somebody today. Tell them you love them. I love you guys. Peace.